Welcome back to Renegade GCM. Today we have a gameplay with Bonney versus Katakuri in the OP09 meta. We choose to go first here. So we're going to draw Dawn. We're just going to play out a Bonney Searcher and just pass the turn. So we want to pressure Katakuri early enough in the game before they get to the end game where they can start dropping their ace, their big moms, their Yamatos. Because yellow gets really powerful in the end game when they start dropping those big threats where they can gain life, KO stuff, trash life. So their opponent here put 2 on to the Katakuri passing turn, realizing that they could not attack yet. So we're going to use Bonney Searcher here, grabbing a Supernova. We're going to grab a 2K Scratchman, a Poo, and put 1 on Bonney and go 6 into 5 here. See if we can get a 2K out of hand, which we did. Great. Just passing it back, leaving 1 Dawn open. Opponent's now at 4 Dawn. See what they want to do. So they're going to play out a Sanji. And then let's go 5 into our Bonney. We're going to rest the Sanji here. And they did get the Bonney Searcher, but we got to rest their blocker. So we're at 5 Dawn here. We're going to put 1 on Bonney, and we're going to pressure that Sanji blocker, see if they'll give us a 2K to protect it. Which they did. Perfect. Yeah, against Bonney, you don't want to, you got to sequence your plays to not play out your characters. Like 9 out of 10 times, you don't want to play out your characters before you attack. There are the cases where you need to play out your character to benefit, either giving a power boost or something. So opponent's sitting at 6 Dawn, they have 5 cards in hand. They're going to play out a Kikinojo, giving 2 Dawn to their leader here, making it a 7. It'll be an 8K swing and a life when they resolve their leader effect. Looking at their own life here. They left it on top. We're going to use card action here to rest the Kikin. We're going to rest the blocker. So we're going to just take this hit. Because we only had like 1 2K, a couple 1Ks. Alright, so we're at 7 Dawn here. So we can play out the Hody here if we want. Which we're going to rest the Kikinojo here. And then take the life. Because now we can pressure their board here. We're going to go 6 with our Cavendish into their Sanji, 5K. Giving us 2 active Dawn back. If they do counter out again, we'll put a Dawn on Bonney and pressure the Sanji again. Because we're going to use the Hody to go after Kikinojo, maybe. Because now we're at 3 life, so actually Kikinojo will get the effect. Alright, they're going to counter out here. So we're going to put 1 on Bonney. We're going to go after Sanji. They only have 3 cards in hand. So we get that. And now the Hody into Kikinojo. If we do get it, they gain a life, but it's at least the characters off the board. Alright, so they let it go. They did gain a life. And we just pass it over to them. We have 1 Dawn open. Hand doesn't look too great as far as counter power, but we do have 2 10-drop Dopies and a Basil Hawkins. So they're going to play out their 7-drop Big Mom. We're just going to give them another life. They have 7 life now. The reason we gave them the life instead of taking 1 is because we need to, kind of prioritize our life because we don't have the greatest hand right now. So it looks like they're attacking with their Katakuri. 6 in the Cavendish here, using their leader effect to either look at their life or our life. They're going to look at their own life, leaving it on top. We're going to rest the 7-drop Big Mom, and then we're going to give it a counter. We're going to 2K out. Keep that Cavendish alive. Alright, so now we have the 8-drop Kid, and we do have plenty of blockers, so we might be able to swing this game around now. Let's see. So Cavendish 6K. We play the Kid first. Alright. We're going to rest it to put a blocker into play. We're gonna put one Dawn on our Hody, making it a 9K. We're gonna go into the 8K Lidlin, see if they'll give us a 2K or let it go. So they did give us a 2K. Now we're gonna spin Cavendish into life here, getting 2 Dawn back. They gave that life to us. We're debating here if we put the life on Kid or if we put it on Bonney, but it makes the most sense to waiting on. I guess we're waiting on the opponent here to resolve their trigger, which was a Nami. So they're gonna probably try to KO the our Rosinati blocker, which is pretty good. Not sure what they're. Oh, they got the Cavendish. Okay, and then drew a card. That works. So we're gonna put one on Kid, making it so they have to attack into Kid, and then we're gonna swing 5 into life here. So they have to take that, and then we're just gonna pass it over. So we do have the Dawn on the Kid, so they have to pressure the Kid this turn. We do have one blocker, and we have a couple counters in life or in hand, not a lot, but we can. So they play out their Katakuri blocker, so that flips over the top card of their life, and then they can give Arrested Dawn to their leader. So they're gonna put some Dawn up on their leader here, making it an 8, so it'll be a 9K with 10 with the leader effect. So they're gonna pressure 10. They look at our life. No, they looked at opponent's top life. So we're gonna use our leader effect to rest their 8K, so they can't swing in with that. And then we're just gonna counter with our 0-drop event, getting rid of the Basil Hawkins, because now they won't be able to pressure our Kid this turn anymore. Alright, so we draw another blocker. We have 10 Dawn now. If we play out the Dofi, we won't be able to use the Kid to pressure, but we can lock the board down, essentially. So we're going to put 2 on Hody, go 10 into the Big Mom, the 8,000 power. The likelihood that they let this go is pretty high, or else they'll have to empty out their hand. They could use their blocker here, which works too. So they did counter out, and they gave us pretty much all the cards besides one. Alright. So we're going to put 2 on Kid, making it another 10k swing into the 8,000 power Linlin. Like I said, they'll have to give us the blocker this turn or give us the Linlin, which they chose to give us the Linlin. So now we're just going to pressure 5 into life here. They took that life, and then we're going to put out a couple blockers here, using one to put on our killer, so if we use it to block, we can draw a card. Leaving one Dawn open for leader effect for Bonney. So they're going to play Linlin, they're going to trash one of ours, and they're going to gain a life from the 10-drop Big Mom. We lost to Bonney, which isn't really a big deal. Alright, so Katakuri blocker using its effect. So now they're going to be able to go 7, which is still not enough to pressure our 8-drop Kid. Opponent resolving their leader effect here. So we could use our killer blocker here if we wanted to, just to get a card draw. We're going to rest the 10-drop Big Mom. Say no block. Alright, so now we didn't really get to utilize any of our blockers here, so we're going to put some Dawn We're gonna try to pressure that 10 drop Big Mom here. We're gonna go 14 into 12, see if they want to give us the blocker, which they do. And then, so we can try to pressure it again. But 8, 9, 10, 11. No, we're not going to be able to pressure that again. So we're just going to go after life, 8 into 5 here. They could take this hit with a Satori, triggering that to play it out. Which they do. So we're going to put 2 on Bonney and pressure 7 into 5 here, getting another life from them. So here we did mess up, and we didn't put a Dawn on our kid. But we have 3 blockers, so we can still put the Dawn on the kid if we want to. But if we do that, we won't be able to lock down. So we shouldn't have put 2 Dawn on Bonney, because now we have to make the decision, do we put a Dawn on kid, or do we leave it open for Bonney effect? Waiting for the opponent to resolve their effect. We're just going to pass the turn, leaving it 1 Dawn open, because we do have 3 blockers. So the opponent just passes it back to us. So now we have 10 Dawns, so we weren't punished that turn. It may have been the opponent misclicked through the turn. I'm not 100% sure. 9 into 5 here with Hody. I take that. We're going to put 1 on our kid. Go 9 into 5 again. So we still have 8 Dawn open. The opponent now has 5 cards in hand. So we're going to put 6 on our leader, go 11 into 5 here. Just try to get that last life from him. Because we still have 3 blockers. And we'll be able to put 1 Dawn on our killer. So I take that last life, waiting to see if they want to resolve the trigger. So, okay, so they resolve the Nico Robin trigger to put out a pudding. And they get to search for a Sanji. Okay. And now we're going to put 1 Dawn on our killer blocker. So if we use it, we can draw a card. We just pass it back over to the opponent. We're at 2 life, opponent's at 0. They have 6 cards in hand. We are sitting with 5 cards in hand. 2K and a 1K basically. Everything else is no counter. But we have 3 blockers, so. So they're going to play another 10 drop Big Mom, trashing one of our lives and gaining a life. Okay. So they're going to swing their Big Mom in at us, into the kid. We're going to rest the other Big Mom, and then we're going to use our killer blocker here to just draw a card. So it's telling me, do I want to use the effect? No. No. Alright. So they have two 5K swings, which isn't enough to pressure the kid, so they're going to have to pass it over to us. Back to us now. We can play the 10 drop Dofi finally. We're going to lock down their Big Moms, and that's it. We're going to just pressure 8 into life. And then 8 more. We're going to, yep. So we have 2 more swings into life here. We got an 8 and a 5. So the trigger to play Paris Sparrow, which is fine. We're going to go 8 into 5 here with our kid into their life. So 2, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So then now they have to have a 1K here in order to counter out. And they didn't. They had no counter. Okay. So you see here, Bonney was able to pressure, locking down those Big Moms. I do think the only real misplay on like our end was when we decided to overcommit Dawn into the Bonney instead of leaving 1 for the kid. But we didn't get punished because I do honestly believe the opponent might have misclicked to the turn. But I don't think that would have changed the outcome of the game because we still had 3 blockers. when they misclicked to the turn. So they would have had one potential swing we would have been able to counter out of. We would have They would have swung a 12K. We would have used the blocker and rested the Katakuri. And they would have had another 5K swing, which we would have just used the 1K counter out of hand. So I don't think that would have changed the outcome of the game. But thanks for watching. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.